It's not everyone who hurts you in life have an intent to cause harm to you, have an intent to hurt you. This is one of the main reasons why Jesus Christ prayed for those that spitefully use you and for those that do harm to you. Because sometimes a person can do harm because they are being controlled by a power that is stronger than them. So this is even why many people end up divorcing in marriages, because they attack each other and failing sometimes to understand that the reason why there is strife in their marriage is because there is a power that might be controlling them, not even to understand each other, controlling them to act against their own heart desire of loving each other, which will be in their hearts. Let me give an example in the Bible. You see, Peter was a man who loved Jesus with all his heart. But then we hear that in the Bible, when Jesus was about to be crucified, Jesus talked to Peter and said that the devil has asked that he may swift you like wheat. So what the devil did was he put fear inside of Peter's heart, who loved Jesus with all his heart, and he managed to control Peter to deny Christ, even though Peter loved Christ with his own heart. Christ, being a wise man, understood this and did not reject Peter because Peter rejected him. But instead, he prayed for Peter that his faith may not fail.
Simon, Simon, behold, Satan hath desired to have you, that he may sift you as wheat. But I've prayed for thee, that thy faith fail not. And when thou art converted, strengthen thy brethren.
So from this we understand and we learn that someone can really act against you or against your relationship or against your company or against your organization or against your football club or against any idea that you have, not necessarily because they want to, but sometimes it's just because they are being controlled. Now, this understanding will help you not to blame them, as it is more comforting to blame someone for the evil that they are doing than it is to figure out what really is causing the strife, the contention, and the separation between you. So this is one of the wise reasons why Jesus Christ said we ought to pray for those who persecute us and for those who make us to go through suffering. Also, when Jesus Christ was talking to his disciples, he asked them, "Who do you say that I am?" And Peter said, "You are the Son of the living God." And Jesus said, "Peter, flesh and blood did not reveal to you, but the Holy Spirit had revealed it to him." Which means that a person can even talk and act not just because of their own intellect or their own ability, but a certain power, a certain higher spiritual power can control their speech and can control their actions. Even another example of the same Peter, Jesus Christ, when he was telling these disciples that he is going to be betrayed, he is going to suffer many things, and he is going to die and rise again, Peter rebuked him and said, "Lord, it shall not be so." But Jesus, having a discernment, said, "Get behind me, Satan," because he knew that it was not Peter who was speaking, but it was the devil speaking through Peter. Now, many people, they fail to understand this, and most of our lives, we fight each other. Families are divided because they think they are enemies to each other and not understanding the spiritual force behind causing that person to speak those hateful words, causing that person to speak against your idea that you love, causing that person to speak against you. Even in the book of Psalms, it says that the God who keeps me from iniquity, because even righteousness, a person cannot be righteous unless he's being controlled by a higher power, controlled by the Spirit of God, controlled by Jesus. This is why Jesus says, "Without me, you cannot bear fruit," because for you to even live a righteous life, you need the power of God. So even the people who do evil, who do harm, who do witchcraft against you, they use evil powers, or rather they are used by evil powers to do that to you. So it will be very wise for you to pray for the vessel that the enemy is using, that the enemy can be removed from that vessel and that you can be freed. Number 2, people can act in an evil way towards you, not because of the evil power controlling them, in them, but it could be because of an evil power that is on you. It could be because of an issue that is on you. And one of the easiest ways to see this is to see a pattern. For example, many people can be rejecting you, and they are rejecting you in a similar pattern or in a similar way. And then you can know that this rejection is not because of them entirely, but I also am a reason for the rejection. You may realize that every time you apply for a job, there's a certain pattern. Maybe they are happy with you, they want to accept you, but when you are near success, they reject you. This is one of the signs that you can see that the people may appear like they are harming you, but it's not because of them, but it's because of the plank that is in you that is causing them to harm you. So many people end up being resentful and unforgiving towards these people, but neglecting to realize that they are their own reason why these people are doing such harm to them. This is why it is written in the Bible that, why do you look at the speck in your brother's eye without first considering the plank in your own eye? So sometimes the main reason could be just because of what is inside of you. As a wife, you may have a husband that is kind of like not with you, that doesn't want to spend time with you. And it could not be because your husband doesn't love you, but it could be because of the spiritual husband that you have as a wife that is pushing the husband away. As a husband, you may have a wife and there's always strife in the house, not necessarily because your wife is talkative, but because of a spirit that you as a husband is carrying that is making your wife to be resentful against you. So this is the reason why Jesus Christ said, why look at the speck in your brother's eye without first considering the plank in your own eye? And this is a reason, number 2, why instead of being resentful and hurting and unforgiving those that do harm to you in your relationships, in your workplaces and schools, but rather ask God to forgive them and to pray for them. So overall, from these 2 points, we learn that we do not wrestle against flesh and blood, but we wrestle against powers and principalities in the heavenly realms that causes strife, division within families, within all workplaces and all areas. There has been always division and wars against each other because of these things that can even control not only our actions, but even our thoughts. So we need to arm ourselves with the wisdom of Christ that he applied on Peter. Instead of rejecting him because he had rejected Christ, he actually embraced him and prayed for him that his faith may not fail. Because Christ understood that the heart of Peter is with him. But this thing that is talking, this thing that is making him act like this is not my Peter, but it is the bodiless being that is against our relationship. Take note, when Jesus Christ taught us to love our enemies and to love and pray for those who spitefully use us and persecute us, he did not say that we should trust them. And to love our enemies is to care for them. It is to help them when they're in time of trouble. Whether it's your enemy, your neighbor, your brother, your wife, or your sister. To love someone is to be kind. To love someone is to be considerate. To love someone is not to revenge them. And to love someone is to have patience. To love someone is to forgive them and to do unto them what you want them to do unto you. But it doesn't mean that you have to trust them, you have to be with them every time, and you have to show them everything about your life. No. You can love someone and still make your life private. You can love someone and not trust people and create boundaries between yourself and people, even though you love them. Number 3, sometimes people who hate you and want to do harm to you, they will pretend and appear as if they love you. They will do exactly what you want and exactly what you love because they want to create a narrative and want you to accept them so that they can destroy your life. You see, if a thief wants to steal from you, the thief will start by appearing as a friend. But those that love you, They will tell you harsh truth, and sometimes they'll appear as if they don't love you because they are not trying to please you. Rather, they are trying to see you change and they're trying to see good in you. So because of this difference, people will end up loving those that hate them and hating those that love them. Because those that hate them, those that intend evil to them, when they come to them, they come as angels of light. They come as friends. And in so doing, they end up hating themselves. So it's very wise to do what Jesus said, to love both my enemy and both my friend, because you might be surprised that the person you think is your enemy is actually not your enemy. It's just appearing like they are your enemy, but they are actually not. Reason number 4. Sometimes people change. Someone can actually be really your enemy and another person can actually be really your friend. But what happens in life is your friend today may be your enemy tomorrow, and your enemy today may be your friend tomorrow. That person who was your enemy today may help you out of trouble tomorrow. So we just ought to love everyone, whether the person is my enemy or my friend, because tomorrow is a mystery. In conclusion, it is very good for us Christians to love both our enemies and our friends, because we don't know, we cannot judge the motives behind the actions, we cannot judge. But this is the advice. There are Christians who are prey to abuse or in the name of love. If you are in a narcissistic relationship, a narcissistic friendship, or you are being abused at work and the abuse continues to steal your time from prayer, to steal your happiness, to steal you, that you are not able to be free and live your life to the fullest, I do not say that you need to maintain yourself in such a hateful environment, but rather to free yourself and not be persecuted. Because Jesus Christ said that if they persecute you in this city, flee to another city.